Hello students, you're welcome to today's class. My name is Adebanke. I'll be taking you through GCE Biology past questions. Question 1. Which of the following is an anabolic process? There are two types of metabolic process. We have anabolic and catabolic. Anabolic process is involved in building up of molecules to generate a particular product. So let's look at the option. Which of the following is an anabolic process? Excretion, that's removal of waste. Fermentation, this is a catabolic process, that's breaking down of glucose to alcohol. Then photolysis, that's splitting of water in the presence of light. Photosynthesis, that's the use of water and CO2 to generate glucose. And lastly, option E, transportation, that's movement of substance. So the option that correctly answered this question is option D, photosynthesis. Question 2. The following are kidney diseases except A. Diuresis, B. Hepatitis, C. Kidney stones, D. Nephritis, E. Edema. The following are kidney disease except the only option there that is not a kidney disease is hepatitis. Hepatitis is a disease of the liver. It has to do with liver inflammation, while the other options are kidney disorders. So the correct answer is option B, hepatitis. Question 3. The following are involved in reflex action except. When we talk about reflex action, is a term that has to do with something that is fast, automatic, is involuntary action. For instance, when you touch a hot substance, that response, the moment when you take your hand off a particular hot substance, is known as a reflex action. So we have option A, brain cells, B, intermediate neuron, C, motor neuron, D, receptor, E, sensory neuron. So intermediate neuron, motor neuron, receptor, sensory neuron, they are involved in reflex action except brain cells. So the correct answer is option A, brain cells. The next question, the following are associated with succession except A, changes in species composition, B, competition among organisms, C, decrease in number of organisms, D, diversity of organisms, E, habitat change. Ecological succession has to do with change in the ecosystem. So the correct answer is decrease in number of organisms. So succession is not associated with decrease, but rather increase in number of organisms. Option C is the correct answer. Okay. Which of the following is not found in animal cell? Option A, chloroplast, B, endoplasmic reticulum, C, Golgi apparatus, D, mitochondria, E, nucleus. The only option that is correct here is chloroplast. Chloroplast is involved in photosynthesis and is mostly or mainly found in plant cell. So the correct answer is option A, chloroplast. Next question. A woman removed a hot aluminium pot with her bare hand and suddenly throws it down. What type of action has taken place? This example stated here is known as a reflex action. So, and we know that reflex action is involuntary. It's not something that you plan, and is not voluntary. It's immediate, it's instant. At the point of touching the aluminium pot and the point of dropping it down is in seconds. So what type of action has taken place? A, conditional, B, instinctive, C, involuntary, D, learned, E, voluntary. The correct answer is involuntary. The next question, a situation in which the African kingfish escasses itself in a cocoon, mud and mucus until the next raining season. This process is known as a survival mechanism, whereby the kingfish, burrow into the ground and secrete mucus cocoon or cocoon mucus until the next rainy season. That means it happens mostly during dry season or hot weather. So it's an adaptation or survival mechanism. And the type of adaptation mechanism is known as estivation. It happens during dry season. So the correct answer here is estivation, option B. The developing embryo is attached to the mother's uterus by option A, amnion, B, blood vessels, C, placentum, D, umbilical cord, E, uterine cavity. So the developing embryo is attached to the mother's uterus by placenta. So placenta is responsible for attaching the embryo to the mother's uterus for gas exchange, nutrients are passed from mother to child, and also waste. So the correct answer is placenta. The next question, the following are types of fingerprints, except we have different types of fingerprints. We have the arc, we have compound, we have loop, and we have hole. So the only option here that is incorrect, that is not a type of fingerprint, is simple. Option D is the correct answer, simple. The next question, which of the following is a biotic factor that affects population? A biotic factor is known as a living component, while abiotic is non-living component. So which of these is a living component that affects population? A, predator, B, salinity, C, space, D, temperature, E, water. The only living component here is predator. They feed on prey and they affect population size. So the correct answer is A, predator. Next question. Amoeba engulfs food particles by means of its option A, contractile vacuole, option B, cytoplasmic membrane, option C, food vacuoles, D, nucleus, and E, pseudopodium. Amoeba engulfs food particles through the process of phagocytosis, and they make use of the pseudopodia, which is the force feed, to take in food, to engulf food. So the correct answer is option E, pseudopodia. Next question. The type of association in which one organism benefits and the other neither benefits nor is harmed is called option A, commensalism, option B, mutualism, C, parasitism, D, saprophytism, D, symbiosis. So what type of relationship takes place when one organism benefits and the other does not benefit and is not harmed? The correct answer is commensalism. For mutualism, both organisms benefit. Parasitism, one organism benefits but the other is harmed. Then saprophytism is feeding on dead matter and decay matter, while symbiosis is the general term. So the correct answer is commensalism, option A. Next question. The group of organisms at the base of the pyramid numbers are A, decomposers, D, primary consumers, C, producers, D, secondary consumers, E, tertiary consumers. When you look at the pyramid, at the base is the producer, where other organisms depend on the autotrophs. So they are mainly the producers. So the correct answer is producers, Option C. Next question. Spider belongs to which of the following classes in the phylum Arthropoda? The class which spider belong to is what? A. Arachnida, B. Chilopoda, C. Crustacean, D. Insect, and E. Myriapoda. The correct answer is Arachnida. This Arachnida is a class which spider belongs to. Also, scorpion belongs to this group. But for crustacean, we have crabs, insects. For insects, we have like mosquito. Then E. Myriapoda, we have millipede. So the correct answer is Arachnida, option A. Okay, next question. Intercostal muscles are found in which region? Option A, abdominal, B, chest, C, head, D, limb, and E, neck. Intercostal muscles are found in the chest area, and they are involved in inhaling and exhaling of gases. So the correct answer is B, chest. They are found in the ribs area. So the correct answer is chest, option B. The next question, which of these is an example of physiological variation? When we talk about the meaning of physiological variation means, or physiological itself means how the body functions, while morphological is like the outward of physical appearance. So which of these is an example of physiological variation? Option A, blood group, option B, eye color, C, fingerprint, D, height, E, weight. When you look at eye color, fingerprint, height, and weight, they are more of what you can see, observe physically, outward appearance. But looking at blood group, is related to how the internal blood function. So the correct answer is option A, blood group is a physiological variation. Next question. The main constituent of glomerular filtrate, this is present, glomerular filtrate is present in, the glomerulus is present in kidney and is involved in filtering water and, also passing out urea. So the main constituents of glomerular filtrate are option A, blood and water, B, blood and urea, C, glucose and water, D, salt and blood, and E, water and urea. The correct answer is water and urea, option E. Next question says, the structure that separates the thoracic from abdominal cavity. When you look at the thoracic, that involves the upper part where we have lungs and chest. So for the abdominal cavity is the stomach region. So which structure separates the thoracic from the abdominal cavity? Option A, diaphragm, B, intercostal muscle, C, rib, D, sternum, E, thoracic vertebra. The correct answer is diaphragm. Is a structure. Diaphragm separates the thoracic from abdominal cavity. Option A is the correct answer. Next question says, meiosis involves all the following except A, exchange of genes, B, production of cells with diploid number of chromosomes, C, production of cells with haploid number of chromosomes, D, production of two daughter cells, E, two nuclear divisions. So meiosis is involved in exchange of genes is correct. Production of cells with diploid number of chromosomes, that's incorrect. Meiosis is only involved in production of cells with haploid, that's one number of chromosome. So that makes B to be the correct answer to this question, option B. The next question, the two nuclei contained in germinating pollen grain. In germinating pollen grain, we have the generative and tube. They are the two nuclei that are contained in germinating polygrain. So option A says egg and palisade. Option B, generative and sperm. Option C, generative and tube. D, spongy and tube. E, tube and cellular. Correct answer is generative and tube. Option C. Next question. The following are ways of preserving food, except how do you preserve food from spoilage? So A, boiling, B, canning, C, drying, D, freezing, E, salting. So the following are ways of preserving food except boiling. Boiling can kill germs temporarily, but not like for long-term preservation. But for canning, drying, freezing, and salting, there are ways of preserving food for long-term storage. That makes option A the correct answer, boiling. Next question. The following are the functions of a worker termite, except what do worker termites do? Option A, building of tunnels. B, construction of fungus garden. C, feeding the young. D, fetching food. E, protecting the nest. So the following are functions of worker termites, except worker termites build tunnels, they construct fungus garden, they feed, they care for the younger ones, they also fetch food. So the correct answer is protecting nest. It's only the soldiers that protect nest. So E is the correct answer, protecting the nest. Next question. Which of the following modes of nutrition is autotrophic? That means autotrophic, self manufacturer, they produce food on their own. So the following modes of nutrition is autotrophic. A, we have the holophytic, B, holozoic, C, parasitic, D, saprophytic, and E, symbiotic. The correct answer is holophytic, that's for example plants, while the other options are heterotrophic. So the only mode of nutrition that is autotrophic is the holophytic. Option A is the correct answer. Next question. The network of blood capillaries in the kidney capsule is referred to as A, capsule, B, glomerulus, C, pelvis, D, pyramid, and E, ureter. The glomerulus is referred to as network of blood capillaries in the kidney. So the correct answer is B, glomerulus. Next question. Petals joined together to form a tube is known as the fusion of petal to form tube is known as A, we have the epigynous, B, we have gamopetalous, C, hypogynous, D, polypetalous, and E, polycephalous. So the correct answer is gamopetalous. That's option B. That's is known as the joining of petal to form a tube. Option B is the correct answer. Next question. The following attract insects to flowers for pollination. So what are the attributes that attract insects in flower for pollination to occur? We are option A, bright colored petals. B, broad and grooved corolla. Bright colored petals, because of the color, it attracts insects. The broad and grooved corolla, it provides like a safe platform for insects, the pollinators, to land. The presence of anther with light pollen grains. This does not occur for insect pollination. It's mainly for wind pollination, just for the plant to have stamina. That's presence of anther with light pollen grains. Then the presence of nectar and presence of sweet scent also attract in the pollinators. So the only option that answers this question correctly is presence of anther with light pollen grain. Option C is the correct answer. Next question. Which of these organisms exists as a filament? Option A, diatom, B, euglena, C, paramecium, D, spirogyra, and D, volvox. Where filamentous organisms have thread, they are thread-like organisms. So which of these organisms exist as filaments? The only organism that exists as filaments in this option is spirogyra. They have this thread-like green substance, like green color. They are thread-like in nature. So spirogyra is the correct answer. Option D. Next question. The following are functions of the liver except option A, the amination of excess amino acids and protein. B, excretion of bile pigment. C, manufacture of blood plasma. D, production of heat. E, storage of vitamins and minerals. So which of these options provided here is not a function of liver? The answer is the amination of excess amino acid and protein. Although liver is involved in the amination of excess amino acid, but not protein, because the protein needs to be converted to amino acid first. So that makes option A the correct answer. The amination of excess amino acid and proteins. Option A is the correct answer. Next question. During fertilization, the direction in which the pollen tube grows is controlled by A, ovary, B, oval, C, pollen grains, D, pollen tube nucleus, and E, style. So during fertilization, the direction in which the pollen tube grows is controlled by the pollen tube nucleus. So it's direct, it's pollen tube nucleus. Option D is the correct answer. Next question. Crime detection in a forensic laboratory involves the use of crime detection in a laboratory, in a forensic laboratory, when they do, research to determine, they do like fingerprinting, no blood, just to determine DNA or for crime detection. So crime detection in a forensic laboratory involve the use of A, blood transfusion, B, blood analysis, C, fingerprint, D, genetic combination, E, tongue rolling ability. So the correct answer is fingerprint. This is unique. Everybody has their own fingerprint. So for crime determination in forensic, they mainly make use of the fingerprints. Option C is the correct answer. Next question. Which of these factors least affects population size? I mean, which of these factors does not really or is not involved directly in affecting population size? A, availability of food. In a situation where there is scarcity of food, the population size will reduce, can be death, so the population size will reduce. So for disease also reduces population size. Immigration, movement from one place to another, also reduce population size. And rate of reproduction too affects population size. A low rate of or a lower rate of reproduction can reduce population size, and a higher rate can also increase. For variation, this does not really involve that. It has to do with different height, weight, so it doesn't deal with or involve directly in population size. So the correct answer is option E, variation. Next question. Which of the following is not a natural method of birth control? For birth control, when you say natural method, that means there's no artificial means. So which of the following is not a natural method of birth control? Option A, abstaining from sex. B, prolonged breastfeeding also helps in is a natural way of birth control. C, reading method, that means menstrual cycle calculation is also a natural method. D, use of condom. This is an artificial, like a barrier, so it's not really a natural method. Then withdrawal method is a natural method. So the correct answer is option D, use of condom. The next question, which of these is not an example of reflex action? Like I said earlier, reflex action is something that is involuntary, is not learned, is a fast automatic response. So which of these is not an example of reflex action? Option A, walking. B, banging of feet on an object, maybe as a result of pain or yeah, as a result of pain, you just involuntarily bang your feet, blinking of eyes too, jerking of knee, and also sneezing. The only option that is not a reflex action is walking, is learned, it can be learned. So option A, walking, is not an example of reflex action. Next question, which of these is produced by pancreas? The organ pancreas produces hormone, insulin, and glucagon that helps to regulate blood sugar in the body. So option A, insulin. B, pepsin. C, taurine, produced by salivary gland. D, renin, and E, trypsin, or also trypsin. So the only option that is correct is insulin. So which of these is produced by pancreas? The correct answer is insulin. Option A is the correct answer. And now we have come to the end of today's class. If you have any question, make sure you drop them in the comment section, and see you in the next class.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the content you just watched. To see more episodes as that, preparing you for your oncoming exams, smash the subscribe button on this channel right now and visit the playlist that we've made for you, covering over 50 type of different exams, including JAMB, WAEC, Cacao,